Board of Commissioners meeting. This time I'll ask Commissioner Chandler to do the invocation.
Please stand. Let's pray. When we're gathered here this evening to do the business of the government, the Stokes County Government Board of Commissioners, please give us the wisdom and the patience and the ability to listen and also to be able to understand the concerns of what our government will be listening to tonight. Also, Lord, please keep the soldiers and the families of the soldiers that are currently overseas fighting to protect our country. Not only the guard of our armed forces, but also to guard the family of the armed forces as they are in harm's way as well. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I get approval of the minutes agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Public comments.
We have no public comments.
We'll move to the Commissioner's comments. I'll start with you, Mr. Woods.
Okay, welcome everybody. It's good to see a good crowd on a beautiful day, and that's all I got.
Mr. Chandler.
Welcome everybody, and I guess I'll keep mine short just with Commissioner Wood.
I'm trying to set an example.
But I do want to say this. It is a beautiful day. I spent my day throwing grass seed, putting lime down and some fertilizer, and then throwing straw. Then I had to stop and come into here. But it's a great day. It's a great day to be an American, and I just want to stress the fact that we have the freedoms here of our soldiers that are overseas right now. They're doing a great job, and they're in harm's way. So please keep them in their prayers and the families, and that's all I have.
Mr. Morris.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to welcome everybody as well. I'd also like to congratulate the candidates who won the election here this past week. I'm really excited about my next 9 months of things we're going to be working with the county government, and I'm really excited about all that free time I'm going to have in 2027 that I hadn't had in a long time. So with that, that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Well, again, I'd like to welcome everybody. It's a beautiful day. Commissioner Cox couldn't be with us. She's got two grandbabies, and mom's blood pressure was having some issues, so she's babysitting. So I'd say Commissioner Cox's blood pressure will probably be up before it's over with. But I would like to, one thing, send out my sincere condolences to the Mitchell family of Walnut Cove who lost their son in a tragic accident, and especially to his wife Haley and his father-in-law. They all in the emergency services and law enforcement, so please keep his family in your prayers if you would. Thank you. Conflict of interest. Before moving forward, does any board member have a conflict with any of the items on the agenda for today, or one that could perceive as a conflict of interest?
No.
Consent agenda. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. I like where we're moving. Information agenda, Novant Health. Good to see that smiling face again.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm sorry I have my back to you. My name is Alicia Hutchins, and I proudly serve Novant Health as the president of the Triad Region Acute Care Operations, as well as president of Novant Health Forsyth Medical Center and Medical Park Hospital, and it's a pleasure to be here with you today. We're pleased to share an important two-part update about our ongoing work with Stokes County and LifeBright, to have LifeBright Community Hospital Group of Stokes and Danbury officially join Novant Health. First, we have signed an agreement with LifeBright to acquire the assets used in providing services at the hospital and its related healthcare facilities in Stokes County. Second, the purchase agreement is contingent upon a long-term lease agreement that we are finalizing with Stokes County for the land and buildings used in providing healthcare services in Stokes County. The proposed lease agreement is currently moving through the public notice process and is scheduled for a vote at the March 23rd Stokes County Board of Commissioners meeting. Once the lease agreement is approved and finalized, the parties will enter a customary integration phase, with Novant Health expected to begin operating the facilities in the summer. Throughout this process, our shared focus has remained clear: building a healthier future for Stokes County. We're committed to not only investing in the patients and current hospital team members in Stokes County, but also to expanding access over time to more primary, specialty, and hospital-based care services across the region. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amen.
The next item is the Double Creek Fire Department waters.
How you doing, Commissioners? Tonight we're here to speak about, I'm here to introduce Jeff Warren, who's from the UNC Chapel Hill. I'll let him talk about what's going on. So basically I'll give a brief overview of what happened. Is when they stopped using the foam that they, around the fire departments, the state come in and tested all 340 some fire departments in the state. Rural fire departments tested their well for levels of this chemical in the well water. Ours tested in the top 5 of the state, of the ones they've tested so far. So at this point in time, we're having to do some community notifications and doing some stuff with our well that we can't use no more right now. So I will let Mr. Warren come up and speak to y'all. He knows more about this than I do. And we just wanted to get the information out to y'all and out to the public. We're leaving here tonight to go to meet with all the firemen to explain to them what's going on and to notify them about what's coming up.
Good afternoon, Board, and thank you for the time to speak at the podium. I have 3 of my colleagues here, Dr. Detlef Knappa from NC State, Dr. Heather Stapleton from Duke, and Dr. Lee Ferguson from Duke University, showing that we all can get along regardless of basketball scores. I am the Executive Director of the North Carolina Collaboratory at UNC Chapel Hill. Is it okay if my colleague passes out some information to y'all? Okay, great. The Collaboratory is a funny word. We were created by the North Carolina General Assembly in 2016 to basically be the front porch of academia for the legislature and to utilize the academic resources, whether it be professors and their research teams or their fancy equipment and knowledge to benefit the state. A couple years ago, we started as part of our large PFAS program. And so PFAS is per and polyfluoroalkyl substances. The EPA currently lists more than 15,000 individual PFAS compounds on its ToxScreen website. We've been analyzing for about 54 of those analytes, which are the common ones that we would expect. 2 of those, PFOS, PFOA, they're not really in production anymore. They're not utilized, but these are called forever chemicals because that fluorine bond is very difficult to break, and the half-life in the human body is probably a decade. Am I right on that, Dr. Stapleton? The bad news is our state has a little bit of a PFAS problem. The good news, I guess, is that every state has a little bit of a PFAS problem. And if we were going to have a PFAS problem, this is a wonderful state to have it in because we have some of the world's foremost experts on this issue. And 3 of them are here with me today, and I appreciate them coming up from the Triangle. The legislature has given us a lot of money for PFAS studies, technology development, and looking at what chemicals we're finding, where are they, what concentrations, and in what media. Are they in the water, the air, the soil? About 3 years ago, we started doing a big firefighting research program, including picking up unwanted, what we call AFFF, aqueous film forming foam. And that's the foam that the fire departments will take for fuel spills and fuel fires. And if you get into a fuel fire, you want AFFF. The downside of AFFF is it's got PFAS in it. PFOS, PFOA, PFHXS, to name a few of the acronyms on the sheet. I sent you 2 documents earlier today via email. One is a summary of the 7 Stokes County fire departments that are on water wells. Certainly you've got more than those fire departments, but we only sampled those water wells. And then across the county, we are in the process of picking up unwanted foam. A lot of the fire departments had stuff that was expired. They just don't train with it anymore. They don't use it a lot, and so they were getting rid of their inventories. And we are collecting that and destroying it. We're not sending it to a landfill. We've employed 4 different technologies with 4 different companies to destroy it down to its elemental form. It's not cheap. It takes a lot of energy, but it gets rid of the PFAS problem. In Double Creek, in January, we notified that fire department of levels that were higher than expected, that we consider elevated. And you see there's some PFAS, SUM. I don't want to say total because we didn't sample for every PFAS that's out there. There's no lab in the world that can do that. But the sum PFAS was about 5,400. Am I getting the number right? About 5,400, 5,200. We've been in communication with the fire department. We've already been up there once, and we're going to head back there tonight to talk about options, which may include tanked water. It may include filtration systems. DEQ, we have a representative here tonight. The Bernard Allen Emergency Drinking Water Fund has already been activated. So when we find a location, we share it with DEQ, and they start to canvass the residential private wells around that fire department. And so as they get the data in, they will notify those customers, those residents, that they have a well issue. If the PFAS levels are high enough, they will qualify for a free filtration device at their home. The sampling is free, the testing is free, and the point of source filtration under the sink device is free. With that, I would open it up to any questions. There's a lot of information on these sheets, and there's a lot of information on the spreadsheet, and a lot of questions around PFAS and potential health exposures. I guess I will end briefly with, we're working directly with the fire departments to find solutions. We are working with DEQ to help the residential areas around the fire departments. In Double Creek, a lot of people have asked where it came from. The 2 major markers that we're finding in the well water, PFHXS and PFOA, if I'm correct. PFOS. Those are indicators of firefighting foam. Now, let me be clear. This does not mean our firefighters did anything wrong. It is not illegal to use firefighting foam. In fact, I tell people when you drive by that giant tanker farm, Colonial Pipeline on I-40 in Burlington, you want them to have PFAS foam. All right, that puts out the fuel fires. At a lot of fire departments, they come home, they wash out their foam tanks, they wash their gear. That water goes into the septic system. They go and shower. They're covered with PFAS. PFAS is probably in this carpet. It's probably in the upholstery in these chairs. It's in the lining of microwave popcorn bags. It's in your non-iron clothing. It's in your Gore-Tex. It's everywhere. And it's been manufactured in some form or fashion since the 50s. So I need to underscore the firefighters have done nothing wrong here. These are concentrated foams. It's easy to take just a small cupful, and all of a sudden you've got a well issue. What we'd like to do is, and continue to working with them, we've got an experimental resin that we've created at Chapel Hill. It is right now, as we've tested against other available technologies, it is the best technology that we have seen that removes PFAS from the water. So we would also like to try and put some type of remediation mitigation system at that well and start trying to clean up the groundwater. Dr. Stapleton runs a statewide firefighting cohort that was tracking health of firefighters for cancer, but she's expanded the cohort to include PFAS. And I have authorized Heather by sending more grant money to Duke so that she can also include the families of the firefighters, including minor children. So Duke's Institutional Review Board just allowed us to bring minors into the cohort as well. It's all voluntary. It's at no cost to the firefighters. Heather will take her team to the fire department to get the blood samples. They will get the results anonymously, and then they will get follow-up information if they have elevated levels in their blood on what they need to talk to their doctors about. So with that, I'll open it up for any questions you may have or clarifications, and I've got my team here to help answer as well.
Are you testing any of the rivers or creeks or streams?
This program was just the firefighting wells. Back in 2018, we started testing all public water supplies. That was kind of a one and done. We were looking at raw water. Lee and Dallas, do you want to come up and talk a little bit more about some of the work you've done in the Haw River and other surface water bodies?
Yeah, I can start with it. Good afternoon. Right, so as Dr. Warren said, several years ago we canvassed pretty much the entire state for all public water supplies. We did that twice, actually, 2 sampling events to try to get a handle on what the scope statewide is for PFAS. So long story short, we have a number of water bodies, mostly surface waters in North Carolina, that do have a significant PFAS contamination issue. Some of those are from, for example, wastewater discharges. Some of them are from manufacturing discharges. Some of them are from application of contaminated biosolids, etc. Okay. Now, I don't know enough about the geography of Stokes County. I apologize to know, where, if anywhere, we sampled surface water here. But we can take a look at that and get back to you. So,
South Stokes Fire Department have any issues? Got a little bar on here for South Stokes.
So, Lee, would you also like to talk about South Stokes? We just got these data this morning. So it takes a while to run all of these samples. So we have sampled, there are 392 fire stations statewide that are on water wells. So that gives you context. What we've seen is less than 5% of those fire stations have elevated PFAS in their wells. So that's the good news, okay? You want to talk about South Stokes?
yeah, and again, just to reiterate, the data, what we're trying to take action as quickly as we find information that's actionable. When we do these measurements, we're prioritizing the samples that had indicators of the highest levels of PFAS. So after we observed the Double Creek sample contamination, we went back and then analyzed the rest of the Stokes County wells that we had access to. In the case of South Stokes VFD number 1, this sample actually did have elevated levels of some PFAS. The signature is a bit different when we look at the individual PFAS that are present in that well relative to the one in Double Creek. Okay, so I'm less certain about the sources of PFAS in that specific well. However, what we can say is that there are some of the PFAS that are present in that well which are elevated above the EPA's maximum contaminant levels. Those MCLs are basically the promulgated regulatory limits that are set to go into effect for public water supplies. Just to give you context, PFOS and PFOA are the two regulations that will be enforced in the near future by EPA. Those levels are 4 parts per trillion per compound for PFOS and PFOA. Okay, and just to give context, as you see, the concentrations for some PFAS that we've measured, SUM, are close to 400 parts per trillion in that South Stokes.
Do you visit there too? You're going to visit there?
I beg your pardon?
You visit there at some point too also?
Yes, so we copied their fire chief on the email that you all got, and that was kind of their notification, but we will reach back out and see if they would like us to come and talk to their fire department, expand the research cohort, and see if they need any advice on filtration.
How did this become about to check all the fire department wells? I'm curious about this.
So this was part of a broader mandate that we received from the legislature about 3 or 4 years ago to do public health studies of firefighters and their families, to take the foam, and then to do any other items concerning water quality and potential health quality. And so we decided to go ahead and check the water wells where we knew there was a local source of water to see if there was any impact. And I'm glad we did. Nobody likes to get bad news, but if you're going to get it, you want it as soon as possible so you can get an alternate water supply.
All right, I'm going to ask one other question. I noticed Double Creek was pretty high, their well. Is that any concern for some of the citizens in that area?
Well, that's why DEQ has stepped up and they are canvassing the area around the fire department, and they've already been in contact with the residents to offer up free sampling, and they can get the results. And if they have similar high values of concern, then they qualify for free filtration. And it'll be a reverse osmosis point of source filter that goes in under the kitchen sink.
'Cause I know the deal with the phone too well. I'm with the fire department. I'm actually a fire chief. I mean, we used to play in it and make beards out of it and stuff because it was white. So we know too well, you know. Fireman's gonna be fireman. That's the way it is. But then we found out later on all the consequences, the sickness people were getting from it. So, but I understand it. That's just kind of what I want to know, where it came from and how it became about to start checking just the fire departments, just but in particular, you know.
Yeah, we want to keep our firefighters and their families safe.
We appreciate that.
Right. I mean, they protect us. Somebody needs to look out for them. I will say that firefighters in particular are exposed to PFAS through a lot of different routes. So it's in the foam, it's in their gear. And we've done studies, and there's been a big rush for some people to get PFAS-free gear, and I would say hold that thought. Because Dr. Brian Ormond at NC State's Wilson College of Textiles has a burn chamber, and he researches this. So he sprays the traditional turnout gear with PFAS. That's what keeps the textile from absorbing water or anything else. So he'll spray it with flammable fluid like hydraulic fluid or oil, diesel, and he'll light up the PFAS gear. It doesn't light up. The PFAS-free gear lights up like a torch. So you're swapping one risk for another. So he is quietly telling people, don't just go ahead and go spend $5,000 a firefighter on new gear because you're swapping risks at that point. Also, when they go into a burning house, everything's on fire and they're exposed under the cuffs of their bunker gear, under their Nomex hoods. Even Nomex has PFAS in it. And so we've made a significant investment with NC State, $4 million and counting, to upgrade their research facility to do better work with our firefighters for particulate matter.
So y'all gonna move forward with Double Creek Fire Department to help this issue?
Yes, sir. As soon as they know what they want to do, we're going to be a partner.
Yes, sir. So I can talk a little more about that. So our board, when we leave here, we're going up with this group of doctors here to our fire department's having training right now. And when we get up there, they're going to stop training for everybody to have a meeting so we can explain everything that's going on. Vincent Artilla, who's with DEQ, they have sent a map out with the wells that's wanting to be tested around the community. I think it's like 21 to 25 wells. So what we're going to do is have our fire chief this week, when he's working part-time, to go around to these residents, say, here's what's going on, give them the paperwork, let them know they need to get their wells tested. And we're going to start reaching out to all past firemen. We're going to get how far they want us to go back, and we're going to start reaching out and get in touch with them, because we think we have a couple that might qualify for assistance with cancer, who's been in the fire service for 50-some years. So we'll be reaching out to all the past firemen, and we're going to let the firemen know now about the blood test, the families, and all that. So the fire department's going to do what we can to get out to the community in a positive way about this, and to past firemen, to make sure we are all aboard with what's going on, what's happening, so everybody understands it. We don't want rumors going out and nobody knowing what's going on. We want to make sure they get the correct information out from us. So we're going to be proactive and go out and reach out to the community. We're not going to wait for them to do it. We're going to be proactive and step out and do it ourselves. Because I think Mr. Artilla said that they didn't get a lot of response from it. So we're going to go out to the houses, the 21 houses, say, here, you need to get your water tested. This is why. Best we can figure, when I was talking to Mr. Dr. Warren and them about it, our well sits right there to the side, sort of down a little swag. And for time that fire department's been built, everything gets washed off, everything got clean, all the training happened on that side, happened in the field, right with our well. So we figure that's how our levels probably jumped up so high, because every time we washed the truck off from a fire hoses off, it all got washed right down to the well. So that's the way we're figuring how it happened. So get there, but that's I mean, if y'all have any questions for me, if y'all have any suggestions y'all want us to see, do more at Double Creek, we'll be more than happy. But like I said, we're gonna be proactive. That's why we're leaving here tonight to go meet with all the firemen up there now. They put out a big thing letting them know what was going on tonight, and they're up there training, so we're gonna go meet with them, explain to everybody what's going on. I appreciate all their assistance. They're talking us through it. We've got several questions. Our board is gonna meet Thursday about how we move forward and what all we need to do, what our next steps are at Double Creek to get our water we can use it right now. Mr. Artello's had water coming in from DEQ, and we got to figure out how to maybe set up a tanker, but sort of hard because if where the tanker needs to go, we'll block in several of our fire trucks out of the back bay. So we're trying to figure it out, and we're hopefully by the end of this week we'll have it figured out and going. And if we need to do a community meeting later on, we're going to do a community meeting. But right now we're going to reach out to ones that seem to be that could possibly be affected, and then we'll go from that point there.
All your blood tests are gonna be done, is that through a grant or is money set aside for that?
From the North Carolina legislature, yes.
Yes, sir.
I just want to
So best thing
clarify it up.
Yeah, so best thing I've talked to Jeff, y'all clarify me on this. Everything is through, all the testing, all the well tests, everything's done through grants. As of right now, it's not costing Double Creek anything, the community anything, blood test or anything. Everything's set through it, and then we move forward with that. So.
Yeah, okay.
I'm good.
Great.
Just want to say thank you to everybody that came tonight. I mean, this is probably one of the more prompt, inclusive responses I've seen from the state in dealing with issues. So that's a good thing, and thank you.
And I'm pretty sure the state fire marshal has also showed up. He come in just a few minutes afterwards, so he's here today. So that shows you where we stand on this, that everybody's involved is taking it serious and trying to do what they can to help us and the community. So it's not a small thing that one or two people just trying to push. It's everybody involved, and it's standing up and doing it correctly. That's the main thing. We do it right, we do it right.
A lot of smart people sitting back there.
That's why I asked Dr. Martin here for our health department, so when we get done talking tonight, she can explain it to me tomorrow what all they told us.
If I may have one closing comment, and it does stand for piled higher and deeper. It's a true thing. I do have to give a lot of deference here and thanks to our legislature. Although the collaboratory, so we give the grants out to the universities, and we work both with public and private universities. We want to find the smartest people that can address these wicked problems. Even though we are headquartered at Chapel Hill, we have statutory authorities that our university does not have, which allows us to work exceedingly quick. And when it comes time, one example is if Double Creek decides they want a tank of water, it will be there in 24 hours. We are exempt from the state purchasing law when we're dealing with PFAS research. So it's really just kind of nice to be able to turn so quickly because I've seen a lot of volunteer fire departments and mayors and county commissioners try to wonder what to do. And I said, we got you. We've got you. We can act fast, and we have the money set aside because of the legislature. So it's rare. You know, what was Reagan's famous phrase? I'm from the government and I'm here to help. We like to be an anomaly to that.
It's great to see that percentage number that low, though, 5% out of that many fire departments.
Absolutely. In fact, my hypothesis when we started the water sampling was I thought for sure we would have 50 or 60% of these wells with PFAS signatures. And I think we've all been delightfully surprised.
I would have liked 0.
We would have loved 0, right? But we'll take 5% because we can work through that. And there are solutions to this.
And we may need to get you to come check it out as our fire department. We own city water right now, but we have the capability of switching if something happens. So we do have a well in our department.
Well, if you would please email me, and we will come and make sure we've sampled that well for you.
And I would like to get it tested just in case we ever have to switch over.
Absolutely. That we will absolutely do that for you.
Okay.
No charge.
Thank you. Brings us to the action agenda.
And y'all feel free to leave.
Yeah. Yes,
Double Creek.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll let you cross out too.
It's okay.
Know how to clear a room.
Good Lord.
All the commotion going out. How is everybody? Good. I just got an action item. I'll be quick. For resolution proclaiming Farmers Appreciation Day in Stokes County. That's going to be on April the 23rd, Thursday. So that's going to be at South Stokes this year.
What time?
Starts at 5 o'clock. 5 to 8, I believe.
I guess we need to
Just a motion to approve. And
Make a motion to approve.
second.
All in favor, say
All in favor, say aye. That's all right. Keep talking, Rick, that's fine.
threw me off there a little.
Good. Fine. I think we all agree it's here.
Y'all just got to make sure to come out and eat with us. We got a good band, good food as usual.
That's an
Barbecue,
easy
chicken
decision.
tenders. Yeah. So y'all make sure to come out with us.
sounds good. You're
Thank
good.
you guys.
Board of Health.
So at the last meeting, the board nominated Beverly Essick to continue in her position. We received no other applications, so we can poll the board to fully appoint her, just stating the last name.
Is it?
That's it.
Essex.
That's it.
And also at the last board meeting for the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council, the board nominated Patricia Durham to take over in the role. We received no other applications, so if you would like to fulfill her appointment, just the last name again.
Durham?
Durham.
Durham.
Move. That brings us to closed session.
We're going into closed session for the following rationale: to consult with an attorney employed or retained by the public body in order to preserve the attorney-client privilege between the attorney and the public body, which privilege is hereby acknowledged.
Doing good, Wayne.
a motion for meeting adjourned.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Tried to do it to me again, didn't you?
You didn't look at it
I'm gonna
that
see
time,
if
that's
it-
what it was.